Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at some 1973 coin collection from the United Kingdom, the UK, or Great Britain. And we have everything from the half penny, half new penny, to the 50 new pence here. And you can see there's a bunch of different colors here, and we can really explain that pretty easily. And let's kind of look through the different. So what we have here is these are copper nickel, these two, three, and these are bronze, these two. And these copper nickel look way different from each other, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about this, why this one is one of the rarer United Kingdom coins of the era. All right, so let's start with this one. Now, in 1973, the 50p coin, and this is one of the big ones, the old big ones, had been out since 1960s. And it was a copper nickel coin, but what happened was they wanted to issue a kind of special coin in 1973, and this is a 50p coin from 1973, and you can see the 1973, you can see the 50 pence on there. And the front, of course, is the Arnold Machen first portrait, but this back is a David Wynne engraving. And this was when Britain was trying to join the EEC, actually had joined the EEC, and there was 9 countries in the EEC, and the hands went all around the edge. You can see this is an equilateral curved heptagon, so we have this kind of curved sides, but they're, if you count them, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. I had to count them twice, even though I know there's 7. And then we get to the front, and of course it's the Arnold Machen first portrait, Elizabeth II, DG Reg FD. This coin came out in 2 different ways. It came out in a well, actually more than 2. It came out in a silver peed fort. It came out in a 50 pence with its own kind of container. And then it came out in a brilliant uncirculated set, and that's what this one is. This is worth about $5 to $6, which seems like a lot, but that's because they also produced this coin in a circulating version. They produced 90 million of the circulating version, which are worth about $2 each. Now you can't use them anymore, so you won't see this one in circulation because it's the old big 50p. And in fact, they took them out of circulation and demonetized them in 1998 on February 28th. So I want to keep that here, but I want to look at the next one. Of course, this is a 1973 also, same Arnold Machen second portrait. Elizabeth II here, DG Reg FD 1973. This beaded outer rim. We see this milled edge. We see on the back it says 10 new pence. Now, of course, this 50 here, let's look at that one more time. This was also 50 new pence, but it didn't say the new on it. So it's the one coin, I think, that didn't say new on it of the new pence series. And if we look at this 10 new pence, we see that, of course, it is copper nickel. It's a very similar in size. It's a little tiny bit smaller, and it has the part, this is from the crest of England, this lion, and it's a crowned lion gardon passant. It's a guarding lion with the crown on it. It says new pence at the top, 10 below it. And this coin was also demonetized, but this one was demonetized in 1993 on June 30th. So they demonetized the coins at different rates. And that, of course, was because they came out with these smaller 10 new pence. And so they demonetized the old large 10 new pence. 1973, they made 152 million of these. This coin right in this condition is worth probably 50 to 75 cents. Now, the next one is another one, which again we know must be some kind of brilliant uncirculated kind of coin, because we see the color goes back to that original nickel. And it is the 5 new pence. Now this coin, there's not a lot of these around, and that's because The 5 new pence was not produced in general circulation in 1973. It was only produced in 100,000 of these bullion uncirculated, essentially what we'd call a mint set in the United States. So it says new pence at the top. We have the crowned thistle here, which is a symbol of Scotland. And this is a Christopher Ironside engraving. We tip it up, we do see the milled rim. And again, we see the Arnold Machen first portrait. This is worth $3 or $4 in this condition. And you can see some little dots on there. Some of these, when you take them out of the brilliant uncirculated packaging, well, they get colored like this. That's the difference in color. It's a copper nickel, but this is much more copperish than the other one, even though they're the same material. Then we get, of course, to the bronze. So we went from the 5 new pence to the 1 new pence. And we've done a couple of videos on this coin, the 1973 1 new penny, I'm sorry. And it's the crown portcullis or portcullis, which now, of course, is the symbol of the Houses of Parliament. And when we look at this one, we see that it is pretty worn, and that's because this is just a general circulation coin. So the 1973 1 new penny, they made 280 million. It's probably worth 2 to 5 cents, maybe a little bit more than that. So if you find a 1973 1 new penny, not going to be hugely valuable. And then we have, of course, the half new penny. Oops. The half new penny, and this is, of course, the crown over the half. This back design here came with it was a Christopher Ironside design again, and it came with the new pence or new pennies. And this one was demonetized on December 31st, 1984. The half new penny, they were kind of stopping using them back in 1973. They just weren't. They made 366 million of them, in 100,000 of them in proof variety, but people just weren't using them as much. So by the time we got to 1975, 76, they said, okay, let's start really bring down how many we make, because the new stuff started costing more, and the half new penny didn't buy you anything in the late 70s. Well, that's all we have here. You'll notice that one of the other coins that we featured before, the 2 new pence coin from 1973, isn't here, but we do have a video on the 2 new pence coin. We'd love to have you watch it. All right, that's all we have to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.